Philosophical explorations are like blinking stars in the immense expanse of the cosmos of concepts. They shed light on the shadows cast by the unknown. During this intellectual journey, Eckhart Tolle's teachings beckon us to delve into the greatest enigmas of human existence. These powerful yet concise insights invite readers to go on a path of self-reflection and new understanding. How do these expressions shed light on the essence of reality, the nature of our thoughts, and the meaning of life? How might they make us question our assumptions and explore the mysteries of the human mind? Here we will dissect the effectiveness of Eckhart Tolle's teachings and the facts they show about the world. The present moment is all you ever have. The relationship between time and how we perceive change is an intriguing and frequently contradictory facet of human existence. And this quote touches on it. The present moment is all you ever have is an axiomatic statement that applies to many parts of existence and our experience of reality. Everything is always in a state of flux, from the rules of physics that reveal the cosmos is constantly evolving, to societal shifts, technological advances, and individual experiences. The second part of this teaching, which reads, "When you stop trying to force life to be something else, you will find that everything is already perfect," delves into our perceptions of time and change, both in the here and now and in the distant past. Because we are so engrossed in our daily activities, changes may appear insignificant or unnoticeable. Still, it's common to notice how drastically things have changed when we stop and reflect on the present moment. One way to do this is to observe the present moment, accept that you are tired. This teaching invites us to embrace the moment, complete with all its limitations and challenges, and see it as an opportunity for growth. The main point is that no matter how overwhelming life may feel, there is always space for acceptance and peace. In moments of exhaustion or frustration, this idea can provide us comfort by reminding us that fatigue is simply a part of the human experience. It's a natural sign that we need to rest, but it also shows us that we need not be attached to it. By accepting our tiredness, we open ourselves to the possibility of renewal and peace. Remembering that the present moment is enough can help us remain grounded and receptive to the boundless opportunities for relaxation and healing that lie ahead. When you realize you are not the mind, you will no longer be its prisoner. There are other ways to look at this concept. From a purely mental perspective, it implies that awareness and detachment from negative thoughts help free us from the constant chatter of the mind. One could argue that the only way to fully appreciate life's true nature is to be mindful and present. True freedom and fulfillment come from transcending mental patterns and undue attachment to false identities, as Tolle suggests in his statement that when we stop identifying with our mind, we truly find peace. This realization may be rooted in a deeper spiritual or philosophical reality. A stronger and more lasting feeling of inner peace can be ours when we let go of the mind's illusions and connect with something greater than ourselves. A sedated called B. Let go of the need to control. This idea, which is frequently discussed in philosophical and spiritual circles, proposes that we can only discover inner peace when we release our desire to control every aspect of our lives. Tolle argues that we should not limit ourselves to the facades that we in society have built for us. When he says let go of control, he means to surrender to life as it is, without resistance, to uncover inner peace. This suggests a path away from stress, anxiety, and the need to force things to go our way in order to establish a connection with more authentic and lasting joy. Don't doubt your worth. Don't run from who you are. Whatever our standards or how we measure up to others, Tolle argues that we are divine beings of immense worth, simply for existing in the present moment. According to this point of view, We should all take pride in the fact that we are unique and valuable in the ways that we can contribute to the world. In addition, Tolle is urging us to face and love ourselves when he says, "Don't run from who you are." In his view, the key to a rich and fulfilling existence is being true to oneself and accepting oneself as one is in the present moment. Understanding that our imperfections and limits are part of what makes us whole is an essential component of this acceptance, which goes beyond simply acknowledging our attributes. And being true to oneself in the present moment, we no longer need to try to re-establish perfect balance, nor even try to get rid of the feeling of inadequacy. The mind is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. Tolle discusses the universal feeling that material wealth and happiness cannot satiate the fundamental need or emptiness that exists within each of us. One possible outcome of this interpretation is the belief that such intense desires indicate the presence of a deeper spiritual need that can only be satisfied by being present in the moment. The belief that we are not the mind implies that there is more to life than the constant pursuit of external goals. Life on earth is seen by many spiritual traditions as a journey of awakening, a realization that true peace lies not in the future or in things, but in the present. You are not a problem that needs to be solved. Tolle challenges the conventional view of human identity by shifting the focus from the ego and external achievements to the soul or essence of who we are. He urges us to recognize that we are not our thoughts, our emotions, or our past. The emphasis here moves away from the outward manifestations of our identity to our essential being, which can only be experienced in the present. The body may change, but the essence of who we are remains timeless. The spiritual reality Tolle refers to is eternal and unchanging, and he suggests that by living in alignment with this essence, we step into a state of peace and fulfillment. 8. Don't shine so others can see you. Shine so that through you, others can see the present moment. This concept emphasizes the importance of living authentically and being fully present in the moment. Instead of seeking validation or attention from others, the goal is to allow the essence of the present moment to shine through you. Eckhart Tolle teaches that true peace and fulfillment come from letting go of the ego's desire for recognition and living with awareness of the present. When we shift our focus away from our personal desires and instead embrace the here and now, we become a mirror of life itself, reflecting the simplicity and beauty of being. Our true purpose lies not in seeking the approval of others, but in letting the divine flow through us as we live mindfully and attentively in the present moment. 9. Hardships often prepare ordinary people for extraordinary presence. In Tolle's teachings, challenges are opportunities for awakening and spiritual growth. Instead of seeing hardships as obstacles, they are moments that invite us to practice presence, resilience, and acceptance. Difficult times often force us to let go of attachments and the false beliefs that keep us trapped in the past or future. The more we learn to be present in the face of adversity, the more we realize that life does not happen to us, but through us. Hardships invite us to stop identifying with the mind's narratives and connect with the stillness and peace that are always available to us in the present moment. Tolle reminds us that everything, even pain and suffering, can be an opportunity to deepen our connection to the present and our true nature. 10. Experience is the most brutal of teachers, but it brings us into the present moment. While experience can be harsh, it is often through difficult lessons that we are forced to become aware of the present moment. Tolle highlights that true learning comes not from intellectual understanding, but from being fully present with what is. The experience of life, whether good or bad, can be an invitation to drop into the present moment, releasing past regrets or future anxieties. The brutality of experience as Tolle would frame it, serves to awaken us to the realization that life is happening right now. When we learn to be present, we see that every moment, even the painful ones, can be a teacher that brings us closer to our true self. 11. Repeated failures are signposts on the road to presence. Tolle teaches that failure is not something to fear or avoid, but rather a natural part of the unfolding of life. Each failure is a moment to practice non-resistance, to accept what is, and to return to the present moment. Instead of seeing failure as a setback, it becomes a reminder to let go of the need to control outcomes and to trust the flow of life. Failure, like any experience, is an invitation to stop identifying with the mind's judgment and to rest in the stillness that is always available when we choose to be present. Through these signposts, we learn to be more mindful and aware, navigating life's challenges with greater ease and peace. 12. You are never too old to set another goal or to embrace the present moment. In line with Tolle's teachings, age is not a barrier to change or new beginnings. The present moment is always available, regardless of how much time has passed. Our true self is not bound by age, and we are always capable of awakening to the now. Tolle encourages us to let go of the past and future and focus on what is happening right now. The potential for growth and transformation exists in every moment, and we are never too old to align with the present. Embracing the present moment allows us to set new goals, live with purpose, and experience life with joy and clarity, no matter where we are in life. 13. Don't let your happiness depend on something you may lose, but on the present moment itself. Tolle warns against attaching happiness to external conditions, whether material possessions, relationships, or accomplishments, because these things are always impermanent. True happiness comes from being at peace with the present moment, free from attachment to what we may lose. 13. Don't let your happiness depend on something you may lose. When we anchor our happiness in the ever-changing external world, we are bound to experience disappointment and fear. However, when we cultivate inner peace and presence, we find a happiness that is unshakable. Tolle teaches that when we live in the now, we can experience a deep sense of joy and contentment that is independent of external circumstances, because the present moment is all that truly exists. All change occurs in the present, and preparation can help to sustain change. 14. This world is a vast sculptor's workshop, shaping you into presence. Life itself is like a sculptor shaping us, not through external achievements, but by molding us into presence. Each moment, each experience, shapes our awareness and brings us closer to the realization that we are more than our thoughts and stories. Tolle teaches that we are all in the process of becoming more attuned to the present moment, and every situation, whether joyous or painful, serves as a tool for this spiritual awakening. Just as a sculptor works on a statue to reveal its true form, life works on us to uncover the stillness, peace, and presence that are our true nature. By accepting each moment as it is, we begin to live in harmony with the world, no longer resisting but flowing with life's natural rhythms, becoming more fully present with each passing day. 15. We are mirrors, whose brightness, if we are bright, is wholly derived from the light that shines upon us. We are like mirrors reflecting the light of the present moment, and our true brilliance is born from our awareness of the now. According to Eckhart Tolle, our inherent peace and clarity arise when we connect with the present moment, rather than being absorbed in past worries or future anxieties. The light of consciousness illuminates our lives when we stop resisting the flow of life and embrace the now. This light reflects who we truly are, beyond the layers of ego and mental noise. When we are present, we mirror the tranquility of the universe, free from the disturbances of worry. 16. There are two kinds of people: those who surrender to the flow of life, and those who cling to their own will, resisting what is. Tolle teaches that surrendering to the flow of life is key to finding peace. Those who resist life's flow are often caught in cycles of worry, stress, and conflict as they attempt to control the uncontrollable. The surrender to the present moment allows us to release the need for constant control. And when we accept what is, we align ourselves with the natural rhythm of life. In doing so, we free ourselves from the burden of worry and realize that life is unfolding exactly as it should, without needing to fight against it. 17. True connection comes when we stop trying to control how we appear to others. Tolle emphasizes that we cannot be truly present with others if we are consumed by thoughts of how we appear to them. When we try to manipulate our image or control others' perceptions, we disconnect from the present moment and the authenticity of the interaction. Worrying about what others think keeps us trapped in the mind. 17. True connection happens when we allow ourselves to be seen as we are, without masks or pretenses. By releasing the need for validation, we open ourselves to deeper relationships, founded on presence and truth. 18. To love at all is to be vulnerable. Eckhart Tolle teaches that love requires openness, and that vulnerability is not a weakness, but a sign of strength. It is only by surrendering to the present moment, without the worry of future pain or loss, that we can experience true love. Love requires the courage to be fully present with another, without the need to protect ourselves from hurt. When we stop worrying about the potential for suffering, we allow ourselves the opportunity to experience the depth and beauty of love in the now. 19. What draws people to be friends is that they share the same sense of presence. Meaningful friendships are born from shared presence, not from shared opinions or past experiences. Tolle speaks about the power of being present with another person, saying that true connection arises when we stop trying to fix or change the other and simply allow them to be. The more we worry about maintaining friendships, the less present we are in them. But when we connect through the present moment, free from the anxiety of expectations or judgments, our relationships deepen in authenticity. 29. By living in the now, we can offer love freely, without expecting anything in return. 21. You can only see your true nature when you stop trying to be someone you're not. Tolle teaches that our true selves are revealed when we stop trying to project an image or live up to external expectations. The more we worry about how others perceive us, the more we lose touch with who we are. It is only through stillness and presence that we can see ourselves clearly. When we stop pretending to be someone we are not, we access our true nature, the peace that lies within us all. The constant striving and worry about approval fade when we embrace the present moment and our authentic selves. 22. You can only know love when you stop trying to control it. Love cannot be forced, controlled, or manipulated. Tolle teaches that love arises naturally when we stop trying to control it or force it into a specific form. Worrying about how love should look or whether it will last only keeps us from experiencing its true depth. When we let go of expectations and simply allow love to flow freely in the present moment, we experience its fullness. By releasing the need to control, we open ourselves to the genuine, unconditional nature of love. 23. The mind is a terrible master, but a wonderful servant. Tolle often speaks about the mind's tendency to dominate our lives, especially when we allow it to be driven by worry and fear. The mind, when not controlled, constantly creates stress and anxiety, pulling us away from the present moment. Yet, when we learn to master the mind, we can use it as a tool to enhance our lives without being ruled by it. The key is to stop worrying about everything the mind creates and instead bring awareness to the present. When we stop identifying with the mind's chatter, we experience peace and clarity, and the mind becomes a servant to our true presence. 24. In life, there is no hunger that needs to be filled, only presence that desires to give. Eckhart Tolle often speaks about the importance of being fully present and aware, free from the constant desires and needs that dominate the human experience. The idea of being whole or complete in the present moment contrasts with human nature, which is often driven by a sense of lack or need. Instead, the more we embrace the present, the more we realize that our true essence is not defined by what we think we need, but by the awareness of the fullness of the now. This realization frees us from the hunger for external fulfillment, allowing us to give freely from a place of inner peace. As we give without seeking reward, we are selflessly benevolent creatures, giving birth to all that gives, and eventually happiness to sinners. 25. If a person thinks they are not conceited, they are very much attached to their ego. Tolle teaches that the ego is a constant driver of pride and illusion. When we believe that we are free from ego, it is often a sign that we are deeply attached to it. The ego thrives on self-perception and the need to be seen in a certain way. True humility comes from being present and accepting ourselves as we are, without needing to project an image of humility or superiority. By becoming aware of this attachment, we can dissolve the ego's hold and live in a state of openness and true humility. 26. Pride is the illusion of separateness. Tolle describes pride as a manifestation of the ego's desire to feel superior and separate from others. This sense of separateness creates an inner division and prevents us from experiencing the unity of life. Pride is not just about boasting. It is an internal belief that we are better or more important than others, which leads to isolation and suffering. True spiritual growth comes when we dissolve the barriers of the ego and embrace the interconnectedness of all beings. The more we identify with the present moment, the less space there is for pride to take root. 27. Only those who are present can truly experience the essence of life. Tolle teaches that true spiritual yearning arises from being fully present. When we are present, without the distractions of the past or future, we can experience life in its fullest form. A pure heart, in Tolle's terms, is one that is not clouded by the judgments and stories of the mind, but one that is aligned with the present moment. This openness allows us to see the beauty of life and the truth of who we are, free from the distortions of ego, fear, and desire. 28. Human history is the long, terrible story of man trying to find something other than the present moment to make him happy. Tolle often speaks of humanity's relentless search for happiness through external means. People chase after possessions, achievements, and experiences, yet they remain unsatisfied because they are not fully present with what is. The only true happiness can be found in the acceptance of the present moment. When we stop seeking fulfillment outside ourselves, we begin to realize that peace and joy arise naturally when we are fully aware of now. Happiness is not something to be attained, but something to be recognized in the present. 29. Forgiving does not mean excusing. Forgiveness is not about condoning or excusing the wrongdoing, but about releasing the emotional charge and mental resistance associated with the offense. Tolle teaches that holding on to anger or resentment only keeps us trapped in the past preventing us from experiencing the freedom of the present moment. Forgiveness is an act of self-liberation, not for the benefit of the offender, but to free ourselves from the grip of negative emotions and judgments. 30. The search for truth is the quest for presence. Tolle emphasizes that the truth we seek is not something to be found through intellectual pursuit or external exploration, but through becoming aware of the present moment. The truth of who we are is revealed when we stop searching for it in the past or future and simply rest in the stillness of now. True inquiry is not about gathering knowledge, but about becoming deeply attuned to the present, where all truth resides. 31. Faith is the ability to stay present in uncertainty. For Tolle, faith is not about belief in something external, but the trust in the present moment. It is the ability to stay grounded in the now, even when life feels uncertain or challenging. Faith is not passive. It is an active surrender to what is, without the need for control or certainty. In this sense, faith is the deep knowing that everything is unfolding in its own time, and that there is no need to worry about the future. 32. We meet no ordinary people in our lives, for we are all expressions of the present moment. Tolle teaches that every encounter is a reflection of the present moment, and everyone we meet is a manifestation of the universe's unfolding. When we are present with others, we see beyond the labels and judgments of the mind, and we recognize the depth and uniqueness in each person. The more we are aware, the more we see that there are no ordinary people, only reflections of the same life force that flows through all of us. It is here that gratitude can be recognized via the mindfulness and true sense of being. 33. True forgiveness is not a favor to the other person, but a gift to ourselves, allowing us to return to the present moment, free from the burden of resentment. Whatever the tension may be, 7 clear meditation practices will help you release it. 34. Integrity is doing the right thing even when no one is watching. Integrity is about aligning our actions with our deeper values and consciousness, even when there is no external recognition. Eckhart Tolle, in his book The Power of Now, teaches that true integrity arises when we live in the present moment, free from the distractions of the ego. He states, "The present moment is the field on which the game of life happens. It is the only moment there is. When we are present, we are in touch with our true selves, and our actions reflect our inner harmony and truth, regardless of whether anyone is watching." 35. Children are not a distraction from more important work. They are the most important work. Parenting, from a spiritual perspective, is a profound opportunity to practice presence and mindfulness. In A New Earth, Tolle emphasizes that children are a mirror for our unconscious patterns, and through them, we can learn to be more present. Through the child, the present moment is revealed to us, Tolle writes, and they teach us to be fully engaged with life, as they live entirely in the present moment, reminding us that true work is not about external tasks, but about nurturing and guiding the next generation with attention and care. 36. A children's story that can only be enjoyed by children is not a good children's story. A good story speaks to universal truths that resonate across ages. In The Power of Now, Tolle discusses how the essence of truth and spirituality transcends time and age, much like a well-crafted story. He writes, "The ego wants to be in control, but the truth always manifests in the present moment, which is timeless. Just as a good children's book can evoke deep insights for adults, the wisdom of the present moment is something we can all experience, regardless of age. Stories that touch the heart are those that speak to the timeless nature of consciousness." Happiness. 37. True humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. True humility, as Eckhart Tolle teaches in A New Earth, arises when we transcend the ego's constant need for validation and recognition. He writes, "The ego is always trying to take the form of something that it is not, be it the form of the doer, the achiever, the thinker, or the feeler." Humility isn't about self-deprecation, but about recognizing that our true essence is beyond the ego. In the present moment, we are simply being, without judgment, without striving. This is where humility is found, in the absence of the self-centered ego and the acceptance of what is. This collection of 37 insights, inspired by the teachings of Eckhart Tolle, encourages us to embrace the present moment as the key to living authentically and peacefully. Tolle's wisdom, drawn from his works such as The Power of Now and A New Earth, shows us that true integrity, humility, and connection with others arise when we release the ego's grip and focus on what truly matters. Living in harmony with the present. By letting go of worries about the past or future, we can find peace in the here and now. These teachings remind us that our highest purpose is not to accumulate achievements or possessions, but to fully experience life as it is, free from the distractions of the mind. Through mindfulness and presence, we unlock the potential for deeper connections, a sense of inner peace, and a life guided by truth and compassion. Your decision to watch this video comes from a deeper consciousness to become more present in life and to grow as a person. That's why I recommend you to subscribe to this channel as we post new videos every day, so you can continue your journey of self-discovery. When you find this message meaningful, comment with the word "now." Let's do this together.